Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. Give Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And Shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say Shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Shai. And this is a news article, goes into the markets, the Wall Street. And this news article comes from Forbes.com. And this is published by Sergey Klemenov, if I pronounced the name right. Forbes staff covers markets and business news. This was on September the 6th, 4 o'clock Eastern time. And the highlight of this news article reads from Forbes.com. And it says Dow Jones nearly falls 200 points, which is 171 points in the negative range it had failed, as gloomy investors brace for higher interest rates. And it says the stock market fell in a volatile trading on Tuesday, adding a sharp loss in recent weeks as investors assess the latest rounds of better than expected economic data, which point to more aggressive interest rate hike for the Federal Reserve. And it's a photo right here from the Associated Press by Richard Drew, and it says investors aren't all that eager to buy the dip. And it says the Dow Jones Industrial has down 0.6%, nearly 200 points, while the S&P 500 lost 0.4%, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ Industrial of a composite of 0.7%. Markets initially opened higher after a holiday weekend, but soon turned negative despite more economic data, which shows the U.S. service sector grew at a faster than expected in August, combining with the stronger than expected job reports last Friday. The solid economic data has now led investors to bet on a Federal Reserve hiking increase rates more aggressive and for a long period of time until the inflation subsides. Rate on government bond yields surged, adding a pace to the sell-off stocks at 10-year Treasury, noting jump as high as 3.35%, while the 2-year Treasury rose to much as 3.51%. The technology and energy sectors led the market's declines, with the only bright spot Tuesday coming off the real estate, utilities, and healthcare stocks. Share scrubs of retail, bath, and beyond, meanwhile, fell another 18% after the GFO Garstavano Aria died by suicide over the weekend, which the company announced in the interim appointment on Tuesday. It says key background: stocks were down Tuesday after a post-job report rally on Friday fizzled out in a dramatic fashion, with the Dow end of the day fell 300 points negative lower. Markets have seen a string of losses in recent weeks as investors grow more concerned about the aggressive interest rate hikes from the Federal Reserve, plunging the economy into a recess. After a straight weeks of declines, the S&P 500 is now down over 18% for the year, not far from its low point in mid-June. What to watch for? While we got some welcome news on Friday on a job report, more evident of falling inflation, we'll take the time to Meta rise. According to the experts at the LPL Finance, the good news is the seasonal strong fourth quarter is right behind the corner. But yet, you still got that S&P 500 went down. You still got the Nasdaq down and the Dow Jones down as well too. As they continue, even though they got somewhat of a good solid economic data shows and jobs and stuff like that, and a little lower decrease of the inflation, but you're still gonna have the cost of living still going up. Cost of living, everything, prices still constantly, consistently going up. Interest rates, higher taxes, house marketing is not gonna be so good. It's still gotta be a low, steady pace. Even though you show some little signs of signs of the economy, of the jobs data and stuff like that, with the decrease in with the unemployment rate as well too. But it's still gonna be inflation rates is gonna go back up, even though it highly decreased for the past month or two now so far, along with the gas prices. But you still got cities here in America, gas prices are still high, especially in the major cities like New York, Chicago, and LA, in Florida as well too, which is still gonna have these things increase. Even if you do see decreases of inflation, gas production, or oil production, import or export in and out of the country and stuff like that, but you're still gonna have things are constantly, consistently going up. The cost of food, the cost of living, cost of paying bills and all that, because everything is still going to constantly, consistently goes up high. Even like I mentioned before, even with the inflation, it's continuing to ease, and the gas production is continuing to ease as well too. And a good solid job report and a good solid economic data came in on Friday, I believe. But you still have the market still went down and still crashed, and it's still potentially is gonna continue that trend. It's still gonna continue that trend of everything constantly, consistently going up, as the Federal Reserve is gonna continue to raise the interest rates, the interest heights, to continue to fight the inflation and the gas prices as well too. Even if it affects the economy, they still gonna push it to that limit. Even if it affects the economy, they willing to take that pressure. So yeah, as the Dow Jones falls near 200 points as the opening day of this week, after the holidays on Tuesday, after the holidays on Monday, the Dow Jones opened backs up, and it went back again on a negative spot again, with the Dow Jones falling negative 171 points, and the S&P 500 fell, and along with the Nasdaq as well too, as the Federal Reserve to expect once again increase the tax hikes as well too, and everything's still going to constantly, consistently going to continue to goes up. The cost of living and everything, etc., etc. So that shows you more continuing downfall of modern day Babylon, economically, even though they might say from the from the data and the job reports, the economy and all that, that's just little significant progress. It's not 100% fully progress, because you're still gonna have everything that's constantly, consistently going up. Food prices going to constantly, consistently goes up. Gas prices going to constantly, consistently goes up. The cost of living is going to be more expensive. The expensiveness of is really going to affect the citizens of America. To get to point A to point B, to have to pay your bills, to have food on the table. And stuff like that. So all these things are going to increase, even if they do have good career jobs or 2 or 3 jobs, they still gotta maintain to pay that house mortgage, paying rent, paying your bills, your car note. That's it. That's if you own a car. But the ones that's paying the car note, then interest rates, tax hikes go with that. What your food you paying with consumer spending, the tax hikes goes on that. So everything is constantly, consistently going up, even though it has like a good, solid economic gain, or the jobs and everything like that, with the inflation slowing down, with the gas prices slowing down as well too. But everything is still going to constantly, consistently goes up, and that's still going to affect your average American citizen, as they battle out to keep money in their pocket and maintaining to pay their bills where they lay their head at, and to get back to point B to point A and point B back and forth from work and stuff like that, So with that, I hope this sit down lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, Wakar double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the 4 corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And before I close out this sit-down lesson on this September the 6th, 2022, at 3:44 p.m. Central Standard Time, on this Tuesday afternoon, on this Tuesday, September 6th, 2022. So yeah, expect to see everything constantly, consistently going up, Even if you do have inflations and gas prices down, but everything is constantly, consistently still going to be going up. The cost of living, everything, etc., in all those different categories as far as finance concern in the economy as well too, Everything, consumer spending is going to continue to goes up. Tax hike, federal hike, tax hike is going to constantly, consistently goes up, Paying your bills is going to constantly, consistently goes up. Paying your rent, your mortgage, all that's going to constantly, consistently goes up, As, they still continue to tackle the inflation and the gas prices as well too. We wouldn't be surprised if the gas prices and inflation goes through the roof, and with the consumer spending as well too, So that shows you more consistency, downfall of modern day Babylon the Great. So with that, I would say shalom and a ball.